The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council sparkled like 1,000 stars. Du Hyun stood tall in his dark blue Earth uniform, his face calm even as his heart raced. Next to him, Yuna held her datapad tightly, her knuckles white with tension. They both knew what was coming, but that didn't make it any easier. "The Council has reached its decision," announced the luminary speaker. Its crystalline body glowed with soft blue light, floating above the central platform. "Earth's membership in the Galactic Council is hereby terminated." Do Hyun felt the eyes of 200 alien species on him. Some looked sorry, others pleased, but most just seemed relieved. The human ambassador didn't flinch. "Would the Council share its reasons?" Do Hyun's voice rang clear through the hall. He already knew the answer, but he wanted it on record. The luminary speaker's light pulsed briefly. "Humans have shown themselves to be too unpredictable. Your species advances too quickly. In the past 20 years, you have doubled your colonial presence. Your military capabilities grow at an alarming rate. You refuse to follow our technology sharing guidelines." Yuna stepped forward, her black hair neatly tied back, her face professional. "Earth has followed every written rule of the Council. We have shared our advances as required. We have never started a conflict. The rules are not just about what is written," a reptilian council member hissed. "It is about harmony, about balance. Humans disturb both." Do Hyun smiled slightly. "So we are being punished for being successful, for growing, for improving." "You are being removed because you are dangerous," another council member shouted. "Your ships are everywhere. Your traders upset established routes. Your ideas spread like hope," Do Hyun suggested quietly. The hall erupted in angry mutters. The luminary speaker's glow turned harsh red. "You see, this is exactly why humans cannot be trusted. You challenge everything. You question traditions that have kept peace for 10,000 years." Do Hyun walked forward, his steps echoing in the suddenly quiet hall. "Peace or stagnation? How many species here have made real progress in the past 1,000 years? How many have been told to wait their turn, to slow down, to be patient?" "This is not a debate," the luminary speaker cut in. "The decision is final. Earth's representatives will leave the council chambers immediately. Your species has 1 standard month to withdraw from all council space." Yuna quickly gathered their materials, her movements sharp with anger. But Do Hyun took his time. He looked around the hall one last time, meeting the eyes of every council member he could. "We will leave," he said finally. "But remember this day. Remember that you chose to push us away instead of working with us. Remember that you feared change so much that you rejected those who embraced it." He straightened his uniform. "Humanity will remember too, and we will prove you wrong." As they walked toward the exit, Do Hyun heard whispers and movements behind him. He didn't look back. He didn't need to. He knew some council members were already wondering if they'd made a mistake. Outside the council chambers, Yuna finally let her professional mask slip. "What do we do now?" Do Hyun pulled out his communicator, already typing a message to Earth Command. Now we show them what humans can really do when we're not playing by their rules." He smiled at his aide. "Call Commander Jae-won. Tell her to activate Protocol Freedom." The Council had just made the biggest mistake in its 10,000-year history. They hadn't just dismissed a member species, they had released humanity from all its promises to play nice. And humans were very, very good at changing the rules of the game. Commander Jae-won stood at the head of the emergency meeting room in Earth Command. The walls showed live feeds from human colonies across space. Her black uniform was crisp, her expression determined as she faced the gathered leaders. "The Council has shown their true colors," she said, pointing to the main screen showing Do Hyun's report. "Now we show ours." Newell, the head scientist, stepped forward. Her white lab coat stood out among the dark uniforms. She waved her hand, and new images filled the screens. "For the past 5 years, my team has been studying council technology patterns," she said. "Look at this data. Every species follows the same slow growth path. It's not natural. It's controlled. The room fell silent as graphs and charts appeared. They showed how the Council gave new technology to different species, always in the same order, always at the same slow pace. They're keeping everyone weak, Jai-1 said, her hands gripping the table. That's why they feared us. We grew too fast. We didn't follow their pattern. Tai Yang, a young diplomat with bright eyes, raised his hand. The trade routes tell the same story. He pulled up his own data. The Council controls who trades with whom. They decide which species gets what resources. It's not free trade. It's a cage. Then we break the cage, Jai-1 said simply. Hey Newell, show them Project Phoenix. Newell smiled and touched her tablet. A new image appeared, a spaceship design unlike anything they'd seen before. This is what we can do when we don't follow Council rules. Our new ships will be faster, stronger, and completely independent of Council technology. But we can't do this alone, Tai Yang said. We need allies. Other species must be angry too. They must see what the Council is doing to them. Jai-1 nodded. That's why we're creating the Free Species Alliance. Du Hyun is already reaching out to other races who might join us. Species who are tired of being held back. An admiral spoke up from the back. The Council will try to stop us. They'll use their bigger ships, their control of the trade routes. Let them try, Hey Newell said. She showed another screen, this one full of scientific formulas. They think they know what humans can do. They've never seen what we can achieve when we're pushed. Jai-1 walked around the table, looking at each person in turn. Every human colony is ready. Our ships are in position. Our scientists are free to work at full speed now. No more holding back to keep the Council happy. What about the 1-month deadline to leave Council space? Someone asked. Jai-1's smile was sharp. Oh, we'll leave their space, but we'll take their trade partners with us. Their resource routes, their influence. She looked at Tai Yang. How many trading species have already contacted you? 15, he said proudly, all wanting to know if the rumors are true, if Earth will leave a new trading alliance. The Council thought removing us would solve their problem, Jai-1 said. Instead, they just removed our reason to play nice. She pressed a button, and alarms began to sound across all human space. Send the signal. Operation Freedom begins now. As the room burst into activity, Hey Newell looked at her ship designs again. They call us unpredictable, she said softly. They haven't seen anything yet. The Council had meant to punish humanity. Instead, they had unleashed it, and the galaxy would never be the same. May Ray didn't like breaking rules, but sometimes rules needed to be broken. The young researcher sat in her dark lab, surrounded by glowing screens. She had spent 3 days digging through old data files that Earth ships had copied from Council databases before leaving. Found something, she called out, her voice excited. Sung Min walked over from his security station. His uniform was wrinkled from sitting too long, but his eyes were sharp. Show me. Mi-Ray pointed to her screen. Look at these records. They go back 2,000 years. The luminaries didn't just control technology. They destroyed civilizations that grew too fast. What do you mean? Sung Min leaned closer. See this species? The Arcadians? Mi-Ray pulled up an old star map. They invented faster-than-light travel on their own, but their whole system just disappeared from Council records after that. Sung Min's face grew dark. They weren't the only ones, were they? Mi-Ray shook her head. She showed more files, more lost civilizations. 12 species in the past 1,000 years, all wiped from history because they didn't follow Council rules. The Council isn't just controlling progress, Sung Min said quietly. They're killing anyone who threatens their power. A light flashed on Sung Min's communicator. He checked it and smiled. My contacts just sent something interesting too. Look at this. New images appeared on their screens. They showed hidden meetings on different planets, species gathering in secret, trading things the Council had banned. There's a whole underground network, some men explained. Species helping each other grow stronger, breaking Council rules in secret. Myray's eyes lit up. We need to tell Commander Jaiwan right away. But Sungmin held up his hand. Wait, look at this last file. The screen showed a strange ship design. This isn't Council technology, Myray said, studying it. It looks like a mix of different species work. Exactly, Sungmin nodded. These underground groups aren't just trading. They're working together, building new things the Council doesn't know about. Myray started typing quickly. We can help them. Earth's scientists are resources. She paused. But we need to be careful. If the Council finds these groups, they won't, Sungmin said firmly, because we're going to protect them. Earth's ships will guard their secrets while they work. Myray sent their findings to command. Within minutes, her screen lit up with a response from Haenul. Keep digging. Find every group. Every secret project. We'll help them all. Sungmin checked his security feeds one last time. The Council thinks they control everything. But they missed something big. What's that? Myray asked, still reading through the files. Hope, Sungmin said simply. They can control technology. They can control trade. But they can't control people's desire to grow, to learn, to be free. Myray looked at the faces in the secret meetings, species that should have been enemies, working together against Council rules. We're not alone, she said softly. We never were. No, Sungmin agreed. And now that Earth is free to act. He smiled. Those underground groups are about to get some very powerful new friends. The Council had created their own worst nightmare. By trying to control everything, they had created a hidden galaxy of rebels. And now, with Earth's help, those rebels were about to come into the light. Do-hyun watched stars streak past the window of his diplomatic ship. Beside him, Yuna checked their navigation data. They had visited 5 planets in the past week, all outside Council space. Next stop is the Arcanian system, Yuna said. Their representative, Q1, is waiting for us. Do-hyun nodded. Q1 was special, born to Arcanian parents, but raised on Earth. He understood both worlds. That made him perfect for their mission. Their ship landed on a world of purple skies and silver trees. Q1 met them at the spaceport. He looked mostly human, except for his silver skin and deep purple eyes. Welcome to free space, Q1 said with a smile. Many people want to meet you. He led them to a large meeting hall. Inside, representatives from 20 different species waited. Some had fur, others scales. Some floated in the air, others moved on many legs. But they all watched the humans with hope. Earth was not the first to see the Council's true face, Q1 told the crowd. But Earth is the first to fight back openly. And Earth wants to help us all. Do-hyun stepped forward. We bring technology, knowledge, trade routes. But most importantly, we bring choice. Each world here can choose its own path. A tall bird-like alien spoke up. The Council controls all major trade routes. How can we survive without them? Yuna activated a hologram map. These are new routes we've mapped, safe paths the Council doesn't know about. Many lead to rich mining systems they ignore. Because they keep those systems poor and weak, Q1 added. But together, we can make them strong. More species began asking questions. How would Earth protect them? What technology would they share? How fast could they grow? Do-hyun answered each question carefully. We don't want to control you like the Council does. We want to trade with you, learn from you, grow with you. A small glowing creature floated forward. The Council has already started trade sanctions against Earth. They will punish any who join you. Let them try, Yuna said firmly. She showed another map. Earth's fleet is already guarding key points in free space. We have food, fuel, and resources ready to share. And we have something more important, Du-hyun added. We have Myri's proof of what the Council did to growing civilizations. If they attack us, we show everyone the truth. The room grew quiet as they thought about this. Then Q1 spoke again. I grew up seeing how humans do things. They don't give up. They don't back down. And they keep their promises. One by one, the representatives stepped forward. They wanted to join the alliance. They wanted to be free. Later, back on their ship, Yuna looked at the list of new allies. 23 species in one day. The Council won't like this. The Council made this happen, Du-hyun said. They thought keeping species weak and separate would make them easier to control. Instead, they made everyone ready to rebel. His communicator beeped with a message from Earth. More worlds were asking to join. More species wanted freedom. Send a message to Commander Jae-won, Du-hyun told Yuna. Tell her to prepare welcome packages for 50 more systems. The alliance was growing faster than anyone expected. Soon, it would be stronger than the Council had ever imagined possible. Hae-Newell's laboratory buzzed with energy. Screens covered every wall, showing test results and design plans. Scientists from 12 different species worked at various stations, their excitement filling the air. Run the test again, Hae-Newell said, her eyes fixed on the main screen. The new faster-than-light drive hummed to life in the testing chamber. This time, something was different. The energy readings stayed stable. The drive didn't shut down. It worked perfectly. We did it, Hae-Newell shouted, making everyone jump. A completely new FTL system. No Council technology at all. She quickly sent a message to Commander Jae-won. Project Lightning is ready. Our ships can now travel without Council jump points. Minutes later, Jae-won arrived at the lab. She looked at the test results and smiled. How fast is it? Twice the speed of Council ships, Hae-Newell said proudly. And it uses half the power. Share it with all Alliance members, Jae-won ordered. Show them how to build it. The Council can't control us if they can't catch us. Across Alliance space, more breakthroughs were happening. On the desert world of New Hope, Alliance scientists created new farming methods that could feed millions. In the asteroid belts, mining teams found better ways to gather resources. Each discovery was shared with all Alliance members. No secrets, no holding back, just like Hae-Newell wanted. The Council kept everyone dependent on them. She explained to a group of alien scientists. But look how much we can do together. On the military station Freedom's Edge, Commander Jae-won watched the Alliance defense fleet grow. New ships arrived every day, built with the combined knowledge of many species. Battle training complete, her computer reported. All ships show improved performance. Jae-won nodded. The Alliance fleet wasn't just bigger than anyone expected, it was better. Ships from different species worked together in ways the Council never imagined. A young officer ran up to her. Commander, 3 more Council member worlds just asked to join us. They say they've seen our progress. Tell them they're welcome, Jae-won said. But remind them, in the Alliance, everyone shares. Everyone helps everyone grow. Back in Hae-Newell's lab, a new message appeared. The tiny mining colony of Deep Rock had used Alliance technology to build their first space station. They were growing, learning, reaching for the stars. This is what the Council feared, Hae-Newell told her team. Not our weapons, not our ships. They feared this, everyone working together, everyone getting stronger. She looked at her alien colleagues with pride. An insect-like scientist had improved Earth's computer systems. A floating gas being had solved complex math problems. Every species brought something special to their work. The Council thinks progress is dangerous, Hae-Newell said. They're wrong. Progress is natural. Working together is natural. They just tried to stop it for too long. Her screen beeped again. Another breakthrough, another step forward. The Alliance wasn't just surviving without the Council. It was thriving. Send a message to all Alliance worlds. Hey Newell told her computer, tell them to get ready. The next wave of innovations is coming. And this time, nobody can hold us back. The council had wanted to stop human progress. Instead, they had unleashed a wave of innovation that would change the galaxy forever. The great council chamber wasn't peaceful anymore. Arguments echoed off its crystal walls as member species shouted at each other. The luminary speaker's glow flickered with stress. Order, the speaker called. We must have order. But nobody listened. A tall tree-like being pointed at the latest trade reports. Our economy is falling. The Alliance takes more trade routes each day. My people demand answers, another council member said. Why did we never get the technology they're sharing in the Alliance? The luminary speaker tried to calm them. The council has always controlled technology for good reasons. Too much progress too fast is dangerous. Is it? A new voice rang out. Everyone turned to look at the Centaurian delegate, one of the oldest council members. The Alliance proves otherwise. Their worlds grow stronger every day. They work together, help each other. Screens around the chamber showed the changes. Alliance ships moved faster than council vessels. Their farms produced more food. Their factories made better goods. And they shared everything they learned. The humans didn't just leave council space, someone said. They're building a better way of life. In a private room nearby, some men watched through hidden cameras. He had sneaked into council space to see their reaction to the Alliance's success. What he saw made him smile. His communicator buzzed. Report. Commander Jai-Wan's voice said quietly. The council is breaking apart, some men whispered. Half their members want to join us. The other half is scared. The luminaries can't control them anymore. He watched as another argument broke out. The luminary speaker's glow turned dark red with anger. Any species that joins the Alliance will be punished. The speaker declared, we will cut off their trade, their fuel, their... You can't, shouted several members at once. We need trade with the Alliance worlds. Our people are demanding it. Some men sent more videos to Earth. The Council's perfect order was falling apart. Species that once obeyed without question now demanded answers. There's more, some men told Jai-Wan. Some council members are secretly copying Alliance technology. They don't trust the luminaries anymore. In the chamber, the Centaurian delegate stood again. I move that we open talks with the Alliance. Learn from them. Work with them. Never. The luminary speaker flashed brightly. The Council's ways have kept peace for 10,000 years. They've kept us weak, someone shouted back. The humans showed us that. Some men's hidden cameras caught everything. The angry faces, the scared luminaries, the determined looks of species ready to break free. The Council is dying, he reported to Jai-Wan. Not from our weapons or our ships. It's dying because their own members see a better way now. His screen lit up with a new alert. 3 more Council worlds had just announced they were leaving to join the Alliance. The luminaries couldn't stop them. Should I stay longer? Some men asked. No, Jai-Wan replied. You've seen enough. Come home. Let them argue among themselves. As some men slipped away from the Council station, he heard more shouts from the chamber. More demands for change. More species choosing freedom over control. The Council had ruled through fear and strict rules for thousands of years. But now their power was breaking, and they couldn't blame anyone but themselves. Commander Jai-Wan stood on the bridge of her flagship, Earth's Pride. Emergency alerts flashed on every screen. The luminaries had finally snapped. Council war fleet approaching New Hope colony, her computer reported. 50 ships, weapons active. So they choose violence, Jai-Wan said quietly. She opened a channel to all Alliance ships. This is the moment we trained for. Protect our people. Show them what we can do. The Alliance defense fleet moved into position. Ships of different shapes and sizes, built by many species, all working as one team. They had practiced this for months. Enemy ships entering firing range, the computer said. The Council fleet was bigger, but they still used old tactics. They moved in straight lines, following the same battle plans they'd used for thousands of years. Jai-1 smiled. Begin Operation Dance. Alliance ships split into small groups. They moved in patterns the Council had never seen before. Fast ships darted between bigger ones. Small fighters protected large carriers. Every ship knew its role. They're firing. Someone shouted. But the Council's weapons were slow. Alliance ships dodged easily, their new engines making them too quick to hit. Jai-1 watched as her fleet moved like dancers around the enemy shots. Now, she ordered, show them our new weapons. Alliance ships fired back, not to destroy, but to disable. Special beams shut down Council ship engines. Other weapons blocked their communications. In 10 minutes, the mighty Council fleet floated helpless in space. Send the message, Jai-1 commanded. On every Council ship's screen, a video began playing. It was Myrai's proof of the Council's crimes, the hidden history of destroyed civilizations, the proof of how they kept species weak and afraid. Attention Council forces, Jai-1 broadcast. You attacked a peaceful colony. We defended it without killing anyone. Ask yourselves, who are the real dangers to peace? Back on Earth, Myrai worked quickly, broadcasting the proof to every world in Council space, she reported. They can't hide the truth anymore. The response was faster than anyone expected. Across Council space, people saw the evidence. They learned how their rulers had lied to them, kept them weak, destroyed anyone who grew too strong. Incoming messages, Myrai's computer announced, thousands of them, from every Council world. She read the first few and smiled. They're all saying the same thing. They want to be free. On New Hope Colony, Jai-1 watched the Council fleet power down their weapons. Some ships were already asking to join the Alliance. Send medical help to any damaged ships, she ordered. Show them we're not like the Council. We help everyone, even our enemies. Her screen lit up with a message from Earth. More Council worlds were declaring independence. The luminary control system was falling apart. The Council thought they could frighten everyone back into line, Jai-1 said to her crew. Instead, they showed the whole galaxy why their system needs to end. She looked at the disabled Council ships, then at her own fleet. Not one Alliance ship had been destroyed. Not one life had been lost. They had won without the violence the Council expected from them. Send word to all Alliance worlds, Jai-1 ordered. Tell them the truth is spreading. The change we started. It can't be stopped now. The Council had tried to use force to keep their power, but they had just proven to everyone why that power needed to end. Commander Jai-1 stood on the bridge of her flagship, Earth's Pride. Emergency alerts flashed on every screen. The luminaries had finally snapped. Council warfleet approaching New Hope Colony, her computer reported. 50 ships, weapons active. So they choose violence, Jai-1 said quietly. She opened a channel to all Alliance ships. This is the moment we trained for. Protect our people. Show them what we can do. The Alliance defense fleet moved into position. Ships of different shapes and sizes, built by many species, all working as one team. They had practiced this for months. Enemy ships entering firing range, the computer said. The Council fleet was bigger, but they still used old tactics. They moved in straight lines, following the same battle plans they used for thousands of years. Jai-1 smiled. Begin Operation Dance. Alliance ships split into small groups. They moved in patterns the Council had never seen before. Fast ships darted between bigger ones. Small fighters protected large carriers. Every ship knew its role. They're firing, someone shouted. But the Council's weapons were slow. Alliance ships dodged easily, their new engines making them too quick to hit. Jai-1 watched as her fleet moved like dancers around the enemy shots. Now, she ordered, show them our new weapons. Alliance ships fired back, not to destroy, but to disable. Special beams shut down Council ship engines. Other weapons blocked their communications. In 10 minutes, the mighty Council fleet floated helpless in space. "Send the message," Jai-1 commanded. On every Council ship's screen, a video began playing. It was Mairay's proof of the Council's crimes, the hidden history of destroyed civilizations, the proof of how they kept species weak and afraid. "Attention Council forces," Jai-1 broadcast. "You attacked a peaceful colony. We defended it without killing anyone. Ask yourselves, who are the real dangers to peace?" Back on Earth, Mairay worked quickly, broadcasting the proof to every world in Council space, she reported. They can't hide the truth anymore. The response was faster than anyone expected. Across Council space, people saw the evidence. They learned how their rulers had lied to them, kept them weak, destroyed anyone who grew too strong. "Incoming messages," Mairay's computer announced. Thousands of them, from every Council world. She read the first few and smiled. They're all saying the same thing. They want to be free. On New Hope Colony, Jai-1 watched the Council fleet power down their weapons. Some ships were already asking to join the Alliance. "Send medical help to any damaged ships," she ordered. "Show them we're not like the Council. We help everyone, even our enemies." Her screen lit up with a message from Earth. More Council worlds were declaring independence. The luminary control system was falling apart. The Council thought they could frighten everyone back into line, Jai-1 said to her crew. Instead, they showed the whole galaxy why their system needs to end. She looked at the disabled Council ships, then at her own fleet. Not one Alliance ship had been destroyed. Not one life had been lost. They had won without the violence the Council expected from them. "Send word to all Alliance worlds," Jai-1 ordered. "Tell them the truth is spreading. The change we started, it can't be stopped now." The Council had tried to use force to keep their power, but they had just proven to everyone why that power needed to end. 1 year had passed since the Council's fall. Do-hyun stood in the same chamber where the Council had once kicked Earth out. But everything was different now. The crystal walls still sparkled, but they showed images of progress instead of rules. Ships of all species flew together in space. New colonies grew on distant worlds. Children of different races learned side by side. "The first year of the Galactic Cooperative has ended," Do-hyun announced to the gathered representatives. "Let's see what we've achieved together." Mairay stepped forward with the report. 342 worlds have joined us. Even the Luminaries' home system finally asked to join last week. The Luminaries had changed too. Without their power to control others, they had started sharing their knowledge instead. Some young Luminaries now taught in Alliance schools. "Travel between worlds is 10 times faster than under Council rule," Mairay continued. "Food production is up. Trade is up. And best of all, 15 new species have reached the stars for the first time." That made everyone cheer. Under the Council, new species were kept isolated until they proved themselves worthy. Now, older species helped new ones grow. Commander Jai-1's report came next. "No wars this year," she said simply. "The defense fleet mostly helps with emergencies and exploration now. Turns out when you help people grow stronger, they don't want to fight each other." Yuna brought up the education numbers. 2 million students are studying on worlds not their own, she said proudly. Learning from each other, making new discoveries together. In the back of the room, Haenul watched with tears in her eyes. Her science team now included members of 50 species. Together, they solved problems the Council had called impossible. "But our greatest victory isn't in numbers," Do-hyun said. "It's in how we've changed the galaxy's future." He pointed to a group of young aliens playing with new technology. They didn't care about species differences. They didn't know about keeping secrets. They just wanted to learn and grow together. "The Council thought they needed control to have peace," Do-hyun continued. "They were wrong. Real peace comes from freedom, from helping each other grow strong." Q1 stepped up next to him. The half-human, half-Arcanian had become a symbol of how different species could work together. 1 year ago, Humans were called dangerous, Q1 said. Now we know the truth. They weren't dangerous because they grew too fast. They were dangerous because they showed us a better way. The chamber filled with applause. Species that once feared each other now worked together. Worlds that once competed now helped each other grow. So what's next? Someone called out. Do-hyun smiled. Next, we keep growing, keep learning, keep helping new species reach the stars. But most importantly, we keep working together. He looked around the chamber one last time, not at the fancy walls or the beautiful art, but at the faces of so many different species, all working together to build something new. The council's time is over, he said. The age of cooperation has begun, and we're just getting started. The galaxy had changed forever, and it all started because the council made one simple mistake. They tried to stop humanity from growing. Instead, they had helped humanity change everything.